We are 5Alive. I'm Bobby T.
And I'm Martin.
And I'm Crza.
And I'm Drew.
I'm Ryan.
And today we're at Front Porch Brewing in Wallingford, Connecticut, brewing technical difficulties. So, how can we mess this up for you?
Oh, we're going to ask Drew about that one.
Go drink beers.
Sounds better than what we're about to go do. So,
Damn right.
What's the next piece of what we got going on?
We're working on the mash right now.
That sounds boring. Alright guys, we are in the tap room at Front Porch. We're sitting down here and we're going to talk some toys and I guess what we talk about. So what are we dealing with actually here with the beer? So right now the mash is going on.
It is.
And you're saying that's going to take a while. You guys are going to be switching in and out.
Yes.
And then after that, I guess we'll go to the next step. Don't know what that is. We'll deal with that when we get to it. So I guess we'll just skip right to it.
The next step is human product testing.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
The next step is more dog in our Arctic session IPA.
Not enough dog.
Needs more dog.
I'm going to need to get over there and add some technical difficulties. Is there anything I can unplug over there?
Yes.
So, oh, that would be so...
Oh, no, because you will screw something
why
up.
does this beer taste like dog?
See,
like, well, there actually isn't dog. We just unplugged the thing at the wrong
Because
time.
here's the thing, you would try to screw something up and you would fail at screwing it up.
It would be
but then you would
the
be
most-
standing there and something would happen.
That is true. That is true. A fucking light would fall on my head or something.
Exactly.
So what? So you have a bunch of beers here. We're looking up at the board here.
Yep.
Right now, what do you think would be the one? What are you drinking? I guess.
I'm drinking, of course, it's the most popular. Show me what you got. Mosaic IPA. Show me what you got. It's going to be a single hop rotating IPA series, which is a really cool way just to showcase a single hop.
So is this based off of "Show us what you've got," or is it "Show me what you got"? Show me what you got. Because we were just talking about I love you, man.
Exactly.
Very Rick and Morty influenced. We get a lot of good check-ins on Untapped. It's like the Foursquare beer. We've gotten quite a few of just all. The only comment on it is all capitals. I like what you got. Those are the only ones I toast or comment back.
So I'm assuming then the next one in the series would be "Get Swifty."
Well, we're
There's
thinking
some kind of
like
Swifty.
Swifty Saison or something like that.
That'd be pretty good.
We don't want to like run into any issues with like getting too...
You cease and desist.
Yeah, you know what?
Or the next one can be called cease and desist.
Yeah,
There you go.
There have been beers named that specifically for that reason.
Now, if it weren't for the fact that it's, 10:45 here in Connecticut, I'm sure there would be some glasses here in front of us for us to enjoy. But, I don't want to.
Yeah, Chris has got to go to work after this, and I don't think you want to deal with Chris after a few beers. He's coming down at about 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't think you want to deal with Crza at all, really. I mean,
Today's not Chris's day.
Yeah.
Not the day.
Oh man, you're gonna be at work and people are gonna be coming in and be like, "Hey man, how's that new Call of Duty?" And then you're just gonna throw things.
Oh yeah.
Technical difficulties, bitch!
Just drop my keys. No, I'm out. I just put my hand in his face. Like, I'm out. Done.
This is the Austin Powers where he's just, I'm spent, he just drops it and walks away.
It's just Heisman them, and they're like, "No, we're good."
I mean, even better. Well, no, you're a Longhorns fan. They don't win Heismans, do they?
You're right. They don't win
They
much.
won in the 1998. Yeah.
Who was that? In
Ricky Williams.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Vince Young should have won the Heisman
Oh,
in
Jesus.
2005.
You sound like me complaining about Jackie Robinson in the World Series against the Yankees. He was out. He got tagged. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Hey, when a ball hit your foot.
We are actively losing subscribers.
But I digress.
It's the rules, all right? So, on the show, we talk a lot about pop culture, toys, and all the different things. So, I guess we'll ask you, what are you playing?
Video game wise, more relative, Evil Within 2, as far as the newer games go. I can't tell you the name off the top of my head because I'd slaughter it, but the gentleman that produced that is obviously one of the guys that left Capcom after
Is that Hideo?
No, it was the guy that did. I don't know his name either, but it's the guy that did the first 4 Resident Evils.
Yes.
Yeah.
4 being my favorite.
Yeah,
I mean, that's hard, but a hard statement to put out. But
he left and formed his own studio called Tengu Works, I think it is, whatever. And basically, Bethesda is fronting them. So Bethesda produces the game, but Tengu Studios makes it or develops it.
This is
Which
you
is
just
what
said.
Bethesda does best.
Yeah.
You just said Tengu, and it just made me thought one of my favorite Mega Man figures of all time is an old Rockman X figure that they put in the late 90s, they were like these little model kits. You get them on a sprue just like a Gundam. They had metal parts, like metal joints and stuff, and one of them was Tengu Man. Nice. And he's got this fucking awesome like red mask with a long nose and all stuff. Just when you said it, it immediately reminded me of it.
One of the best things, I wish GameStop TV did this more, because so if you guys have all been to GameStops, they have a TV in the center. Yeah, they have a TV in the corner.
I've certainly not spent most of my life there.
For real, like we didn't just buy all of the toys from GameStop.
So there's a TV in the corner, and they show like trailers for games and stuff like that. But they did one for The Evil Within, which was fantastic, and it was actually about the development of the game. And they showed how they did, how they got the sound effects for the zombies and stuff like that. And the guy, the sound effects guy, I don't
actually
remember.
created zombies.
Yeah.
It was weird, like he went way far.
They went to the grocery store and they bought like raw noodles and like melon and stuff like that. And then what he would do is he would get in front of the microphone and he would just bite into the melon and like slurp and suck on it and everything like that. And then he would go into the studio and then he would slow it down and be like, okay, this is a zombie voice right there, and that was it. And then he would take the noodles and then he would like slurp it out of the bowl, so it's just like and then it
now reminding me of other things, Future Diaries.
It was fantastic. I wish they showed more about that on GameStop, or on GameStop TV, like to see how the games are being made and stuff like that.
They're entirely too busy showing commercials for the newest CBS.
It's true. But like,
Sheldon, The Life of Sheldon, or whatever the hell that piece of garbage is.
Young Sheldon is the best thing ever made.
No, it's the blackface of the nerd world.
But if you like The Evil Within, I think you would have been really interested in that. I mean, I'm sure you could probably find stuff like that online, but yeah, it was fantastic just seeing how he created the zombies and because I love that franchise too. So,
it's funny you say that because I feel little things like that get easily overlooked, especially in a market where like I played mostly all the Resident Evils, even with like a lot of the survival horror games. But now that I kind of think about when I've been playing it recently, is I could really like see that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I could see where there's a lot of scenes where you're going by and there's like 3 zombies you gotta sneak up on and kill, but they're like munching on literally a pile of dead corpses.
Yeah.
And just now that I'm like,
so are you playing this on PlayStation, Xbox? What's your platform? All right.
Nightmare mode.
So actually, to bring that up real quick, we do have our Patreon. It's patreon.com/5AliveVP. Some of those tiers do include playing with the gang. So if you do the donations, you'll get our gamer tag and we'll play whatever game you want to play, so long as we also have it.
Yeah.
I think Crza's the only one here with the PS4, so
I do have a PS4.
We're all Xbox 360 guys. Xbox One.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I still to this day feel like, why is this not the Xbox 3 and the Xbox One is, the Xbox One?
What's an Xbox
One? What are all of these things?
I play on a Super Nintendo. It's super tweaky.
Now you're getting into my neighborhood, so that's.
I've actually put wood paneling on all of it.
So it's just like your old basement back at home.
I do have a question for you about gaming, though. I see in the back here, I mean, you guys can't see it off camera, but there are a ton of board games, and it looks like you got some classic N64 games here. Yep. What's the most popular games being played here in the tap room there?
Actually, they also have our working Neo Geo in the corner, originally from the arcade. Needs some monitor work. We'll see. Yeah. You guys have been pretty. I talked to Tiff. She said you guys are pretty nuts right now. So.
Yeah, I figured, the days coming up here in Brew, I could just pop in there real quick, and I totally underestimated how busy we were going to be as soon as we opened.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah, you can't really complain.
It really has been. It's been awesome, but it's been every time I look at it, I'm like, God damn it. I just want to play Metal Slug.
But yeah, so who's playing what here?
So up until just a few days ago, we brought the rest of these N64 games up. We just had Mario Kart rocking in the 64. I figure it's a very favorable crowd pleaser.
It's a good party game. Yeah.
The only other one people were like, "When are you getting Smash in here?" The thing is, we didn't want to bring up a big stack, put it in the corner, get slammed, have someone put one in their pocket.
Yeah, and then steal your $65 to $100 Super Smash Brothers for the 64.
If it was something silly like Rocket over there, or like I don't know.
What actually a really good game would be is Blast Corps. I love that game. Did you guys ever play that one?
Yeah, Blast Corps.
It's just like reminds me a lot of Marvel Madness, but you just have to destroy shit. So it's one big land, and it'll say destroy 5 buildings, take out this, that, the other thing, so you're in a dump truck or you're in like all these different destruction vehicles to just plow shit over.
Yeah, it was one of Rare's non-Nintendo focused stuff.
Yeah, very early on in N64.
And you should, if it wasn't $1,000, I would also recommend getting No Mercy because it's the reason I own an N64.
Oh, we might have to play some No Mercy. We just talked about this actually, so
I'm pretty sure we have No Mercy. I think we got the ECW, whatchamacallit too. I always forget the.
That is one of the hardest games to play because it used the original Acclaim engine that they were originally using for WWE.
WCW NWO Revenge, same one? Or?
No, that's the Aki engine. So the WCW games, the WWF's No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, and there was one more, wasn't there? Oh, no. And just the game is it's a Japanese game called Aki Pro or
it was but they
something to that effect, but it's called the Aki engine. So that's one we all love where you lock up, you push B and up and that does one move.
And it's basically once they did No Mercy, it's the engine every wrestling game uses. And then when they don't use it, that wrestling game fails. Horrendously.
Well, it seems like if they don't use the Aki engine, they try to go for the Fire Pro Wrestling engine, and that only works the way it works with that game. It doesn't really apply to other graphic sets, I guess.
Well, because of the way Fire Pro goes with the top down.
Top-down, three-quarter
isometric. Isometric view. That's the only reason that works the way it does.
Have you ever played that one? That's where you get a lot of the crazy Japanese wrestlers, and then they don't have any of the licenses for American wrestlers. There's
Rock Brogan.
It's really like that. Where I think his name is like Terry Blonde or something like that, and he's
exactly.
It's exactly like that, and the customization features are crazy. That though, I feel like with NWO Revenge WCW Revenge and all those games from the Aki engine, you know that you can do your strong moves because your little meter is. There's no meter in Fire Pro Wrestling. You're just supposed to kind of guess. If you try for like a hard punch originally, they'll just reverse it and punch you back in the face. But it's I didn't know that I couldn't do that. But.
So much like most Japanese games, it doesn't reward you for excellence, but it punishes you for ignorance.
But insolence and ignorance.
Playing within a nightmare mode. I know
exactly. So, what are you watching?
Right now,
fucking beer.
I was gonna say the little spare time I have been chipping away slowly at the new Punisher series on Netflix.
I haven't started it yet. Have you guys?
No. I just finished Defenders.
I think it's been the best iteration of the Punisher so far because we all know how weird of a past that series has had.
Well, dude, Lundgren. I mean, you know what? You guys are bad mouthing Lundgren.
I liked the Warzone Punisher. It's not part of the MCU, but I like that one. That was really good.
How amazing would it be if that was your sticking point? Dolph Lundgren is the best Punisher. You will argue anything else, but Dolph Lundgren being the best Punisher. No.
That's not the one with Kevin Nash being the Russian.
No, that's the one with Tom Jane.
Yeah, that's one with Tom Jane.
That one gets a lot of heat. I didn't hate it.
It's not bad. I like the twist. I like the setup where he's playing Travolta and he plays the son.
I love Travolta too, so it's kind of hard to hate on that.
It is, but you know what? It's bad in comparison, I think.
I mean, it's better than Daredevil.
Well, but me farting on a snare drum is better than Daredevil.
So, I think Warzone, actually, I liked it a lot because it reminded me of the Garth Ennis way of showing Punisher, where it was hyper violent. He doesn't care, dead faced. It's what we all believe we would become if something bad happened to us. That was him.
That opening scene where he breaks into like the mafioso's house or whatever, and he's hanging from the chandelier with the gun, like his gun down. Dude, that was fantastic. Awesome. And then he sets his nose with the pencil and just like, dude, that was
it's nasty.
Exactly
what the Punisher needed to be.
And it's not, and that's the thing. What I liked about that Punisher, like you're saying, with the Thomas Jane one, you're building up to the to the firefight, and you're building up to the violence. This one, it was just ultra violence. First 5 minutes of the movie. It's just,
I call this the Iron Man 2. I think that Iron Man 2 did a really good job and doesn't get enough credit for this specific thing. Superman falls into this particular trap. I don't need to hear the origin story every time. It's okay. I know how this happened. So what I liked about Iron Man 2...
And I can't wait for the next Batman movie where they show that to me.
Where we get to see that one more time. Hey, and Superman will be there, so let's Martha this thing up.
I still haven't even wasted my time with the...
no, I'm probably not going to either.
Give the time of day.
I will do with that the same thing I did with Superman versus Batman is, hey, it's on HBO Go, so I'll waste 2 hours watching this.
I still haven't even done that. Like, it comes on, I watch it, I'm like, I can't. And the other movie that I'm like with is the Star Trek Beyond, the newest one.
Yeah.
I have it on Blu-ray. I want to watch it. I get like 10 minutes in, and I just fall asleep like it's Dude, Where's My Car? I just can't sit there and watch this I don't know why. It's a very good movie, but it just can't go over well.
That's the difference. Batman vs Superman is not a very good.
Some movies are good, but they just kind of wear on you. Either that, like it's just so emotionally draining, it's like I can't watch this again. Or they're good, but they don't like ingratiate themselves onto you. It was the same thing with X-Men 2. X-Men 2 was awesome.
We were just talking about this.
X-Men 2 was awesome. That opening montage where Nightcrawler is teleporting through the White House and everything like that. Fantastic. Awesome. I cannot watch that movie again. and I've tried. Like it was on HBO years ago when it first moved. Came off of when they released on DVD and then they put it on the movies and everything, or they put it on the movie channels. It was on HBO. I must have tried 3 or 4 times. I'm like, oh yeah, man, X-Men 2 is on, and I turn on and be like, I don't really care about this, and then I would change it to something.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm that way, but with, like you said, emotionally draining stuff. So like Black Hawk Down or Traffic. Like, they're great movies, but I don't have 3 hours of my life to give to this anymore.
I'm kind of the opposite way in that regard, because when I'm depressed, I want to be even more depressed, and I want to feel other people's misery because I'm miserable. So you
just have Requiem for a Dream on repeat.
It's
just always going.
I kind of fall in the same thing with the music. Like I just will listen to that depressing emo music over and over and over again.
Mommy T grills me for that.
It's just until my brain flips that switch where I'm not in that hole anymore, and I'm like
the coconut oil hole.
Yeah, basically, like that might be it. I don't know what it is. Like I just have to be in a bad mood. I'm in a bad mood. I need to have other people around me in a bad mood. So I listen to music that they're talking about bad things.
Mommy T grills me for this all the time because my favorite author is Cormac McCarthy.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, it is nothing but heart-wrenching. The Road, All the Pretty Horses. These are just like Dust Bowl, around that area of things. Like nothing's good. This is the real version of John Steinbeck. It's like what happened after Lenny touched the woman a little bit too much. There's your story by Cormac McCarthy, and it makes you want to just die. And I can't stop reading this stuff.
Oh my god!
Mommy T, she tried to read 2 chapters of The Road. She's like, I can't fucking read this. Threw it on the ground. Like, get that away from me.
That's just the thing. Like, I'll listen to that type of music, and then all of a sudden I will feel better, and I'm like, all right, I need my papery, or I need my Between the Buried and Me, or I need
So then what?
It's just
flowing into to music. I see you got a Black Flag tattoo. So what are you listening to? You came into some pretty hardcore stuff here when we walked in.
Oh, so. Yeah. We do a very common theme when we open Sunday afternoons, 12 to 5. Cylinder Metal Sundays.
Nice.
It's a very popular theme here. A lot of a lot of Sleep. Electric Wizard. Electric Wizard just put out a new EP, which is awesome. Nice. Called,
I think we might have to do a quick metal episode when we can figure a couple things out. I think we got a metal episode here.
Yeah. They named it Wizard, Bloody Wizard.
Nice.
I love you guys. Yeah, anyone that pulls any Black Sabbath reference is a thumbs up in my book.
Yeah, I'm a huge prog metal fan, so I love Between the Buried and Me, Mastodon, Children of Bodom, Artist Burns Red, like that kind of style. Yeah, anything with like a tempo drop, Born of Osiris, like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Speaking of, I just discovered Born of Osiris is coming to Boston.
Yeah, I think it was Worcester, wasn't it?
Well, it's Worcester. I'm gonna have to take that trip. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We may have to go up and see some Born of, because we actually we reviewed some of their music on one of our metal episodes. So that's it. Like, share, and subscribe. Go check out that video. It's actually a pretty good one. Love it.
As opposed to our terrible metal.
Yeah, as opposed to the terrible shit that
There's no such thing as a terrible metal episode.
Well, I don't know. Is Rings of Saturn involved? Quick! Talk! God damn those guys.
Someone had recommended this band to us, Rings of Saturn, and it was just one big drum machine. Like
that's all it was. It was the machine gun. It was the double kick cheetah pedal. So everywhere where you could tell where they were starting to run into a.
I think they did.
What do we do next?
Yeah, it's like we need some filler. Hey, let's just throw that drum machine in there. Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
It was sad too because they had some really good guitar work, and it was
drowned out.
Yeah.
What I really liked was they did these track segues where it would then be like them playing flamenco guitar, not like metal flamenco, straight up classic guitar.
Oh, that's cool.
Just playing some like really technically proficient stuff, and then it's like, oh god, we're back to this again. Like we're actually listening to a little bit more. We gave them a tentative 2 out of 5.
Okay.
It feels like there's something there, but it's just hard.
Well, I mean, that's what I love about like OG Sabbath, man. It's some of the, like the blues derivative stuff and how it can go from like the heaviest, grungiest, longest drawn out notes to just like a harmonica.
One of my favorite videos, I don't know if you guys have seen this, Zach Wilde on a Hello Kitty guitar playing Black Sabbath. He gets one of those like Walmart, it costs like $20, and he just, you hear him boom, 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 and then he starts fucking rocking out on this, and it is so amazing. I love the dude's voice. He has that downtrodden, deep, I smoke 1,000 cigarettes voice. I gotta tell you, he did it better than Ozzy. I gotta tell you, I loved it. And he's rocking out on Hello Kitty.
That's what I love about metal and punk. There's just so much diversity under those two genres of music. There's you have street punk, you have oi, you've got ska and emo and hardcore and metal. There's metalcore, there's prog metal, there's dropcore. All this crazy different stuff. Noisecore, experimental, like everything under the sun.
Dexy's Midnight Runners. Martin's favorite band.
But like that's what's great about those genres. We can have a discussion about metal and like completely different bands, but still be like, dude, that's awesome. You like metal, I like metal, but we like different forms of metal.
So what do we got? We talked about watching. Talked about playing.
Talked about music.
What you reading?
Reading?
I don't read.
I don't
Emails, biatch.
He's reading recipe, and ingredients lists and stuff like that.
No, I mean,
supply orders.
It is a lot of brewing influenced books. I just finished the driest book on brewing water. God, I did not even intend that pun. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
that was absolutely terrible. I'm gonna see myself out. No, but it was terrible. It was so hard to read. A lot of stuff like yeast, brewing methods. We're really into sour beer here, so there's a lot of really good material on like just old school sour methods.
I do have a question about brewing because it seems like I just wanted to talk about. I guess not to interrupt you, but it seems like I know I'm the worst. It seems like I guess I gotta go too. It seems like IPAs were very popular for a long time. Is that trend still going?
Yes.
Or okay, so yeah,
it definitely is. I think it's getting to the point now where when something gets too popular,
it's saturated.
I think it's funny. IPA is the most loved and hated style at the same time in the world right now.
Sounds a lot like Rick and Morty.
Absolutely. I think it's
very polarizing.
Yeah. Some people I feel only hate it because of how popular it is. I totally understand. I compare IPAs to coffee a lot, where you think about like when you're a kid and the first time you try coffee, like it's the most disgusting bitter thing ever.
Nobody likes coffee the first time they have it.
You take it, cream and sugar, it barely tastes like coffee. Not everyone, but most of the time you'll eventually kind of go a little lower on each. Not everyone eventually drinks black coffee, but your taste buds adapt. Your taste buds progressively always adapt. So if you sat here and drank a different beer every single day, you would be developing your palate, and you could technically taste certain flavors that other people can't, because it's just a known fact that you taste
trained
buds.
tongue.
Yeah, exactly.
Training your palate.
There's a guy named Michael Jackson, coincidentally.
Yep, I'm very familiar with Michael Jackson.
He's a huge influence in the beer world, who's probably had the most refined palate and most respected view on respected opinion on beer in general.
It's actually funny you mention that because our mutual friend Josh, who's actually works out at Pop Culture Shock Toys now, sent us out some awesome statues, which we are actually giving away one of those if we win our. Well, this might help out. This will be on cross-posted. So anyone watching this, if you go to collectorverse.com and vote for 5Alive and their golden, I think it's called the Golden Collector Awards.
Yes.
So we are up for an award for Best Long-Form Toy Chat. If we win that trophy, we are going to give away a Sub-Zero 1/4 scale Mortal Kombat X statue. It stands about this tall.
Awesome.
It weighs, about 15?
It's pretty light.
It's about 15 pounds. It's got 2 heads. It's got its own base with the icicles coming up out of the base.
So we have videos on this. Definitely go over and check out those videos. But if we get some votes, we win. We give it away. But the reason why I mentioned Josh is for Christmas when we lived together. God, we were 21 years old. So this is 2001. He gave me a book because I was really into this. At the time, it was all imports. If you wanted a beer, you had to get it imported. There wasn't really IPAs unless you were on the West Coast. There really wasn't. Maybe you'd see a Hefeweizen. Newcastle was king at that point. So he bought me a book of like the Guide to Beer by Michael Jackson. And I looked at him. It's Christmas morning. And I go, so what's this book about exactly? And then I open it up. I'm like, oh shit, this is an amazing book. Like. But yeah, it's back in the day when you could not. Microbrews were just unheard of.
Because that Michael Jackson, he called it Jesus juice.
Jesus brew.
Yeah, and he put it in little cans.
Hey, well, wine in a can. We've all discovered that
for violent gesture. This is the best way to go.
Intervention.
Oh God! They finally just posted season 12 up on Hulu.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's finally up. So yeah. Oh man,
awesome. I had no idea.
I love the Being Frank episode.
What's his name again? His own son.
I love, if he touches me, I'm going to flip out. He's talking about Mac.
Him and Mac's relationship in that whole series is just priceless.
It's so weird, yeah. Well, that season.
Yells him across the street. That was insane.
Well, that's the episode I was just talking about. They're like, oh, you want to bring the bike in? Oh, I'll go get the bike. Was it the Ass Blaster 2000?
I love that if you watch from the first episode all the way to the last episode, it's insane how it slowly changed. Everyone slowly changed, and then it's like season 6 or 7, super fast change.
Yeah, they became cartoon characters around season 5 or 6. Yeah. You know, actually, if we really could put an episode on it, I'm gonna say, I think it's season 3. The D is dating.
Oh yes.
That is when I believe that's when they really started to veer, because that's also the episode where we get our first introduction to Nightman.
Yes.
That's Charlie in the room sniffing paint. We see how weird Dennis is with his the electric nightmare or electric daydream or something.
Electric daydream, yes.
So yeah, with the mohawks and the cod piece, and you're like, wait a minute, these guys are fucking weird, dude. But I love Chemical Toilet. Was Mac name and Max
Chemical Toilet was Max Band.
Guys, I want to play. Why? What do you mean, I want to play? Like, no, you need a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, it's still my favorite episode of anything ever is Charlie work.
Charlie, that's one of the most choreographed.
It's done so well.
He's just sweating. Everybody's just running around.
Are you okay?
Well, you know, speaking of Charlie work.
Goddamn bitch.
Look, just move it, okay? Bitch.
Do me a rough, I had to throw that out. That's the best one.
D, you goddamn bitch.
That's how you do a chair prank.
I just love that he keeps running back. Just.
Dennis, didn't you do that? I think I did.
That was me. They actually did a really good callback in season 12 that I had originally missed from the Charlie Work episode where, Charlie Work. The murder of Maureen Ponderosa. It was the McCoyles versus Ponderosa.
Making Dennis Reynolds a murderer.
Yeah, so...
He answered all the questions appropriately. He was fine. But it was after the fact. I stared at that camera for 3 hours.
He just
Didn't
stares
blink
at-
once.
Guys, why did you put that at the beginning? It shows that I very obviously wasn't a murderer. Well,
I've dealt with murderers, I've dealt with everyone. No one has creeped me out as much as
we
investigated.
When they're in the court, in the episode where they're going through all of that stuff. So at the end, they find out, okay, nobody wins because the McPoyle bird pecks out the eye and all the things happen. So everyone's getting ready to leave the court, and they go, okay, next up is, he looks on the dock and he goes, McManus Trucking Company versus Patty's Pub LLC. They're like, oh, that's us. But that's the callback to the chicken steak deal where they tried to. I just noticed, I'm like, all right, this is genius. I love this. But now Old Lady House might be
Old Lady
also,
House is an
which I think is
amazing
the episode that kind of showed us all like what Glenn Howerton, he might be done. Like I think he's done with this. Well, and then we find out he's not. He's back in. So we're gonna get. Well, no. Last I heard, it's up. Charlie Day posted on his Facebook that Glenn is in. Everything's gonna work. But it will be the final season. So I hope they die. I want all 5 of them to die.
Yes, I want Frank to kill him.
Well, Tim and I had been talking about this for a while, and I think they're all going to die in the bar from that smoky smell that comes up, because their bar is a carbon monoxide dump, as we find out in Charlie Work.
So the recorder.
I love he's just painting himself, painting on his shirt.
What is your shirt?
I flushed him down the toilet. Where's the shirt? I need to feel control.
So I want this to end with all of them dying, and then seriously having the waitress, Cricket, Bill Ponderosa, like the people whose lives they have destroyed. Mac's dad. Oh wait, Mac's dad's dead.
And that's, I believe he is dead.
Or is he on the run?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Either way, but like that crew, they all have the one group, the lawyer.
Yeah.
That guy whose car they destroyed.
Yeah, him, exactly. So they've probably got between like 5 and 10 people who they've really just destroyed, and I can see their funeral only being those people.
Oh, and Donovan.
And just Alvin from the Cosby Show.
Hey guys, I'm Donovan. Make sure you get a breakfast sandwich.
I love
at McDonald's over at
the end of the episode where Frank marries the hooker, and Dee becomes also a foot girl. They make mention of the fact, like, no, he doesn't look like Donovan, man. He looks like Alvin from the Cosby Show, like very clearly self-aware of it. So on your menu now, you were saying the Show Me What You Got is your favorite, and that is a Mosaic IPA. What's the other ones you're saying that are maybe ones that you don't even have now, ones that you're making, which actually the noises we're hearing now is technical difficulties being made as we speak. We're getting the thumbs up from behind the camera. You can't see, dude. You have to brew it with your shirt on. You gotta put your shirt on if you're gonna brew, man. You got at least nipple tassels.
That's why I like brewing.
No one said no.
Come on in.
We're tagging out.
Yeah.
All right.
Take this.
There you go.
Go stir some stuff.
It's time for you to mess stuff up now.
Cool. I'm good at that.
All right, so I guess we'll go back to the beginning. We'll ask you the questions and see how you feel. What are you watching?
Right now, Dragonball Super.
Nice.
Awesome. All right.
What else? Just a lot of reruns. Always Sunny. Just started watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood again. Just haven't watched that in years.
It's been a long time, yeah.
Yeah, and finished up Stranger Things and porn. You know, all those.
Yeah.
Well, get it in while you can get it for free.
So you finished up Stranger Things?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Season 2 or season 1?
Season 2.
Okay.
I binged both seasons in like 2 days.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely, you see where they're going with it, so that's nice. And it does.
It was
there
great.
Seems like there's an objective.
Except for one episode.
Which of the episodes?
Oh, the episode that had no reason to ever exist ever. Which is the episode where 100% spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
11 goes off and meets her sister.
Yeah, all right, we'll stop. That was a little unnecessary. I'm going to say that was a character building episode just so they could show, like, here's her transformation from being the damaged child to the independent kid. That's what she had to do in between. But at the same time, I didn't need a full episode of that.
No.
Why couldn't the girl show up?
You spend how many hours getting me into these people, and then you spend an hour not showing me these people?
I feel like that episode could have had more bearing if they had implied something else at the end of the season, like had another person, another number, something like that.
Yeah.
It was just so brief of, here's your sister.
Yep.
There's clearly other numbers out there.
That would make sense too. Like, I can only imagine that the power that the sister would have, her ability to cloak reality, I guess, change reality, warp it to her mind and make you her mind, would have really helped against all the stuff from the upside down to make them think like, no, you have to go that way.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
Terrible.
Seems like a missed opportunity.
I'm just gonna say, for real though, that kid Mike this entire season, what a bitch. Dude, I can't stand Mike after this. Like,
Season 1, I loved Mike. Season 2, I'm like,
garbage.
oh, you're so emo now.
dude. When did he join Saves the Day?
They're kids. Their hormones are raging. They don't have to
his
deal
was
with
weird, though.
their emotional.
Yeah, you know what's great about that? I don't have to deal with it.
Not yet. Your son is only 5.
Yeah,
You got a couple of years.
I got a couple years.
That kid, the actor that played Mike, though, that's Finn Wolfhard, right? If I remember correctly, he was amazing in It. If you haven't seen that yet, he was awesome. And
no, the kid's good at what he does. It's just that, like, this
The
is
character arc they
I'm
do.
trying to separate the two because I think a lot of people have this issue with, I think it was Jack Gleason, the kid who played King Joffrey. Not everyone can separate the fact that that's not who he is. He is this Gleason kid in real life. He's not Joffrey. Don't spit in his face. That's his job.
So
if you hate him, you hate him because he's so good at what he did.
But that's the thing. Like, I get it that as a person, you don't want to be spit on. But I guess maybe some people do. Depending on what you're into.
We just talked about this.
So hey, I guess
Stranger Things spit porn out there starring Jack Gleason.
if that's your deal, then hey, get spit on to your heart's content. But if I'm an actor who's portraying a character and a fan spits on me, then that's the ultimate, like,
I'm
doing something
So
right.
my character. Stop sending those packages.
Probably.
I've got to go make some phone calls.
Besides, there's been interviews out there where he's basically been like, dude, I loved it. Like, I loved playing Joffrey. Like, I love the fan response. I love that they hated me and stuff like that. So, I get what you're coming from a basic human to human.
Human interaction. It's like, you have to separate that. These are two worlds.
I get that, but if you're a fan of something and he recognizes that you're a fan of that, I think he understands where you're coming from. Obviously, if you just run up to him and spit on his face, then
the North remembers, and then just run away.
The problem with all of this becomes. Isn't that like the point of entertainment, to make you forget?
To invest, it's all about investing.
So that's the issue with,
but it's it's the disconnect. It's knowing. It's one thing to invest. It's another thing to let it envelop your life.
It's hard to let go sometimes. Even with me,
he's so obsessed with Alexa Bliss.
It's true. I have
I really feel like, honestly, to go into the Alexa Bliss thing, I don't know that if we were to actually ever meet her, I think Crza and I'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing? We have a show. Martin would just be seething like, I hate her. It's like, it's her job. Stop. She's only doing the
it's only because she would cock her fist.
Exactly.
Double, dude. And then she'd kill you.
And then she'd do the fist of fury and you'd be dead. But that's the thing. Like, I think that's the thing about people, about like actors and wrestlers and stuff like that. They know that there are people out there that are
can't
so
disconnect.
Yeah, exactly. Are so
I think
into
that's
it.
the angle that they were working for Jinder Mahal recently.
Maybe
we know people can't disconnect. And don't know one brown from the other. So
I guess
playing on
brown.
So
he told us a lot.
But those people
from Canada.
Those people that are so ingrained into their fandom and everything like that, and the people that they like, those people that are playing on that fandom, they realize that that's what's going on, and they have safeguards in place to protect them.
Like shitting their pants and falling on the ground when someone's like, I hate you! Punch.
I mean, it happens to me too. Like, I do a lot of role playing, so I play Dungeons and Dragons.
A lot of LARPing.
Yes, exactly. Dude, I will...
Nipple clamps.
Yeah,
I will...
right. He's got a plastic sword in his car right now.
I will attack you right now if you ever bring LARPing up again. Like, I fly off this
now the
chair
funniest part is the way he's going to attack you is he's going to pull out a D20 and throw it on the counter.
That's not LARPing though. If you're rolling the D20, that's not LARPing.
That is true.
He's just going to go like this. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm magic missiling you. Like,
actually, magic missile would be like this. Yeah, pointing the finger that way, you fucking ignorant clod. If you're gonna insult me, at least do it right, you piece of shit. But anyway, I do a lot of role play in Dungeons and Dragons and playing vampires. Exactly. Dude, I draw the line. at LARPing. LARPing is the bottom of the barrel for like, well, dude, everybody's got it like wrestling, right? There's a bottom. There's a bottom.
Oh yeah, no, it's that dude who starts crying when he's like, it's still real to me.
Yeah.
Or no, the Undertaker dude.
Yeah, exactly. That dude too.
Yeah. So every genre, every group has got a bottom of the barrel, and LARPing is the bottom for.
What would be the brewer's bottom of the barrel?
America Beer. We talked about.
Yeah,
good point.
That would be it, right? Like it'd be Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
But I have emotionally invested because you are playing that character. You are playing a character, so you become emotionally invested into this character when shit happens to me. And the Saturday Vampire game was so bad for my character. Like I was like, dude, I don't even want to play this guy anymore. Like I'm like
Your yandere couldn't pull you through.
Oh, dude. She's killed everyone that I've ever cared about, and like it's basically like I role played myself into a corner, and I'm stuck with her. Like I'm in an abusive relationship with this person,
awesome.
And I don't know how to get out of it because I've been given every opportunity to get out, but my character is so loyal to this person. Like,
so are you looking for like a battered role player shelter,
dude? That's.
Martin is really trying not. His face is turning bright red right now.
I'm imagining him going to a counselor and explaining all this, and the counselor going, "Wow, this is super messed up."
Yeah,
and like trying to work it through.
And then be like, "No, this is a game."
And he's like, "No, this is a game," and the counselor just shooting him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm literally almost to the point where like
this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
He's questioned his job. He's just questioned why he became a psychiatrist.
He just starts taking all of the diplomas off of the wall. He's like, this is
throwing it in the window.
Awesome.
Goes into his desk, pulls out a glass of whiskey and a thing of lighter fluid.
I mean, I've literally like
singing the entire time.
Torches the place. He's just sitting on the couch and just leaves.
I've literally like just gotten to the point where I just want this character to die. Like there's nowhere for him to go. Like it's just like, all right, I'm just gonna walk out into the sun and embrace the final death and just the waves of light.
Take the Triple H route and play and just have a fight with Ryan Reynolds. And that should kill you.
Take the Triple H route and bury everyone.
I've already buried a lot of people.
There you go.
His parents too, apparently. That was pretty rough. So yeah, he's playing a game where the person who turned him into a vampire is obsessed with him.
Okay.
Therefore, killing everyone around him as to not divide attention away from her.
Yeah.
So parents gotta go.
Parents gotta go.
I tried to bring my parents in because she was saying about how like she didn't have anything like that, right? So I'm like, hey, being a rational individual and not someone who's completely obsessed with the other individual. Problem. Yeah, I was like, hey, I will invite my parents over and you can have a normal familial situation. Like we can be together and my parents can support you as well and give you that mother and father like thing. Nope, wasn't. No.
You said having your parents over for dinner, therefore she ate them.
Basically, no, she didn't do that. She actually she tried to force me into turning them into vampires, and I was like, no, I'm not bringing them into this fucked up world. I was like, I'd rather have them die at this point than turn them into a monster. But I just thought I could give her that support system, and that was no, because in her mind,
every marriage sorry,
in her mind, it was you're bringing these people in so that they can take you away from me, and I need to stop that. And it's just
I don't want to have sex anymore. Like, I think I'm asexual.
I think the other problem too is that my character is a naive vampire. He's young. He doesn't know what's going on in the world. Like, he doesn't know, and he's only associated with this other vampire because he doesn't know any other vampires because she won't let him know any other vampires.
I think you're running a sleeping with the enemy situation. You're gonna have to like change your identity.
The other problem was that, again, this is a rules thing. So not only we kind of have that bond because we're sired. So she's kind of like, she's supposed to be showing me the ropes or whatever. So we're bonded in that aspect, but then we've also been sharing each other's blood, so I've already taken a psycho character and made her even more psycho by no.
So you see the trap, but you're walking into it.
No.
But my character,
it's all your fault. It
is my fault.
It sounds like your fault.
It is, because again, I didn't know as a character. I mean, out of character, I know this stuff. You know, as a person who's read the rules and the vamp, you know, and also.
But as a character,
I don't know any of that stuff because no one's ever told me, because that's how vampires work. When you become a vampire, your sire is supposed to teach you how things go. Not everyone is
yours is just killing your parents.
Yeah, exactly. And then because
maybe that's normal. Just you're supposed to kill your parents.
I guess so. And it's just, again, I've role played myself into this corner because I've been given outs where they're like, hey, maybe this girl, you know, you need to watch so you need to watch so. But
I think you had a sporker in the chest.
Yeah,
you wouldn't spork.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, my character's just like loyal to a fault.
Was your family Italian? Because they would totally have those large fork sets up in their kitchen, and you could use those.
Yeah. Oh, dude, my grandmother had one of those. It was a fork and a spoon.
Yeah.
And it was like this big.
Exactly.
It's like instead of like a gun on a mantle, it's a fork.
A fork and a spoon. Like, dude, we eat, motherfucker.
There you go. Although in Vampire, it doesn't need to be a wooden stake to stake someone. It just needs to be something that pierces the vampire's heart, and then that.
Nerd.
Yeah. Dude, this comes from the person that's like talking about being ball gagged and talking about Star Wars in his bedroom with his wife, and I'm getting.
Yeah, no, look, I didn't say that I wasn't. I just said that you are. My wife actually, while in our, we'll call it the glow, she goes, "What are you thinking about?" And I'm like, Star Wars. And she got mad and went, "Look, you could leave me tomorrow, but Star Wars is forever." And she, oddly, in that moment, Mommy T thinks she like hit me or something, kind of went,
yeah, no, she's got a point. And then she went to think about Star Trek.
Yeah, she's going to have Star Trek. I mean,
well, she was thinking of Star Trek the entire time.
Yeah.
I have to focus. She's all over the place. So, what are you reading? Beer books.
Beer books.
Right, we've been through the beer book conversation.
There's so much stuff. I know. Just so much stuff.
Reminds me of when I was in school for industrial design, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and she comes over, she goes, "Oh, what's your book about? It looks interesting." And I put it in front of her, and it was plastic or polyurethane tensile strength and its applications within engineering is the name of the book. And she's looking and goes, "That's the most boring book I've ever read." And it's all just
it's a real barn burner.
It's like, oh god, how I ever even got through 5 pages of that thing. I feel you.
No, dude, I'm an engineer too, so I totally get all those books. All of that, just like, this is bland, but I need to absorb it.
Know this tensile strength.
Now, if you're into anime, do you read any manga or manga? If you
what's your pronunciation of it? Manga, anime, anime.
Manga and anime.
Okay.
I say manga and I say anime.
Yeah, I'm a manga anime guy.
I say dumb Japanese stuff.
As he's like, well, just last week, he's like, "I'm watching Gotcha Man now." Dude, no, that is right.
Martin
doesn't stop it for being dumb.
Yeah, dude, Martin is just full of hypocrisy.
All of it. This is the same guy who told us that kayfabe is being broken because Alexa Bliss can hit a punch every time, and that is kayfabe.
Technically, Game of Thrones is dumb Irish stuff. Look, it doesn't stop it from being dumb.
It's still one of my favorite things.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. Well, this is the same argument I just said to Crza. I didn't say I'm not a nerd.
Oh yeah,
I said you are.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we're still gonna grill you for it every time it comes
out. That's fine. So, anyways, you were saying.
So the mangas I've been reading a couple. Just again, I'm a big Dragon Ball nerd, so there's a Korean spin-off that came out after. It's Dragon Ball Z, And,
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I know what you're talking
the translation's coming every week, so I've been reading that a little bit.
So you have to read one volume of Goku powering up, right? It's just page after page. Of,
is the name of the character Crza?
No, that's a different one. That's the one where I forgot the name of that one.
I saw the figure. I like the action figure. It looks really cool. I just don't know anything about it.
Bunch of nerds.
I wish he would get his head on his ass. Look at him. He's making us look bad.
I'm a big Dragon Ball fan too. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z and GT, even though GT was garbage. Yeah, but Super is
for me, GT is what made me actually hate Dragon Ball, because at the time I was
a lot of people are.
Well, it has nothing to do with the actual product and everything to do like what we were talking about with the Rick and Morty, with IPAs,
with ICP.
Fans. No, ICP on their own is garbage. Their wrestling is garbage, and they are garbage. And yes,
cyclical garbage.
It's the vicious cycle of Juggalo.
Yeah.
It's awful.
They're juggling garbage.
That's what it is. You know what? It all makes sense.
But honestly though, if a dude came up and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna juggle some garbage," I'm gonna watch that.
I will. Juggling low. They're juggling the lowest common denominator.
It's like watching someone set themselves on fire. Like, you're gonna do it.
Oh, yeah,
you're gonna watch it happen.
I'll watch. I'm not gonna do it. God, we just started talking about. I said, why? I hate him so much. It derails me.
The GT.
But why? So why I don't like GT is because at the time, I was working in Florida at a place called Past Present Future. It's a big comic shop, and we were getting in the Dragon Ball GT VHS tapes. It started. It was the end of Z, so we were getting sub versions that weren't on Toonami yet.
Okay.
And then went right into GT, which were also sub versions. This was so far from TV at this point. And these people would be waiting like it was Black Friday every Saturday morning, because they knew I was going to have 50 of episode whatever, and they were just the worst.
They were so virile. They were all super handsome.
No, there was a smell. There was a smell.
It was a smell of Super Saiyan. That's what it was.
That's what we'll call
the time when you're not seeing them, they're just screaming the entire
No, it was really like you'd have a line of 20 people wanting this tape, and the guy in front of you wants to tell you what's going on in the episode. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, look up at the screen. It's on over there. Next, $20. Move.
It's like when I'm at work and people talk to me about Pokemon. Nothing against Pokemon. It's a great franchise.
I love it. It's one of my favorite games.
I just never played it. It was past my time as it was getting popular. I was getting into Gundam and Dragon Ball and everything like that. So I was already kind of past that style, or I guess past that concept. Same thing with the card game. I was already playing Magic the Gathering.
That's how Power Rangers is for me.
Yeah.
When Power Rangers came out, I was in high school, so it did nothing for it.
But Pokemon has a lot of fans, and of course I work at a store where Pokemon is a prominent thing, and they want to talk to me about how they evolved said Pokemon and did this, and I'm like,
no idea what you're
I'm like, that means nothing to me. I'm like, congratulations.
This is a lot like fantasy football conversations.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
So games wise, what are you playing?
I wish I had
or anything at all.
Honestly, the only thing I've been playing recently is just 2D Portal online, just streaming it.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's just quick, something I can do. Honestly, I have maybe 10 minutes to myself a day to do that. So
actually, a deal that just popped up. You said Portal, it just reminded me. I picked up on Steam last night for $2.34. Portal and Portal 2 on Steam, so for the PC.
Yeah.
But for $2 for two amazing games,
exactly,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
and they're low demand, so you can play them on just about any computer at this point. It's just the old tech. So.
Nice. But not enough games as I'd like to.
Have you been playing anything here? You guys got Lethal Enforcers. You got the NES or the N64?
I'm playing a lot of Mario Kart up here, and I kind of lied about the games because I just go visit Ryan at Barcade and play a ton of pinball all day, just Adam's Family, and I don't count that though as like playing games, because it's more like I'm drinking beer, but I'm also playing games instead of I'm playing games and also drinking beer. Yeah. So
either way,
there's beer, there's
pinball,
games.
Yeah, you're playing pinball. It's the best.
I fit in a quick game before I have to go to work.
There you go.
Yeah.
My favorite pinball would have to be Whitewater. I have not seen it. There was Tim, Beavis, and I, when we were probably 15 years old, went on a vacation with his mother, and they had a little arcade. There was 3 pinball machines. There was Baywatch, Twilight Zone, and Whitewater.
Okay.
I've never spent so much money on one game. We just were there the entire time. Haven't seen it since. It's one of the most expensive, sought-after pinball machines. So
when I was a kid growing up in West Hartford, there used to be a small little movie theater right there in Elmwood Center. It was called the Elm. And they had a Twilight Zone pinball machine there. Yeah, it was such a small little arcade that was like cut out in the back
in a closet.
Yeah, basically. And they had maybe like 2 or 3 games, but I remember playing the Twilight Zone pinball game a lot. Yeah, because back then that was really like the only place, and it wasn't like it is now where to go into the movie theater you have to buy the ticket and then they let you in.
Yeah, you could just play.
Yeah, you could just walk in and play at the arcade, and you didn't need to you didn't need to buy anything.
For Josh and I, that was the best part of the Bristol Theater, was they had the big 4-player Avengers game. Mm-hmm. So, I'm sorry, X-Men.
Yeah,
so we'd ride our bikes there. We'd ride our bikes there and then get out and we're not buying tickets. We're just going to play this game for a couple hours.
Yeah, I didn't play a lot of pinball when I was a kid. I play a ton of it now, though.
Cool, so you have nothing to add to the conversation.
Well, I mean, he doesn't
There's always need for it.
He doesn't really have anything to
watch this show.
I don't.
He doesn't really have any.
And what are we doing?
Yeah.
He doesn't really have anything to offer anyway, because you always beat his scorers anyway.
Always.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, but
I play Pinball FX3
I'd
for
still like
Xbox
to play it.
One. Beautiful ports of not even ports, they're original games, but the physics is right.
Yeah.
Everything about it just feels right, and they have a friends list, like a gamer tag score system. So you score, and then when Martin scores 10 million, it'll show up on mine that Martin just beat your high score.
Yeah.
So then I have to go and.
So then he puts on his headphones and he goes into the lab. And he says,
pretty much.
His daughter's crying the entire time.
Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Daddy needs 100 million. Daddy needs 100 million.
You can eat when I get the score.
Oh, yesterday. So, yeah, I absolutely love that game. But I've turned playing that game into taking things away from Martin. So that's really all it is now.
That's a jolly game in itself, too.
Yeah, it's its own game. It's its own challenge.
Spite is a powerful motivator.
Yeah. Spite is one of the things that sponsors our channel.
It's what woke you up this morning. Martin wakes up like this.
Exactly.
He goes, bliss. So, like we were saying earlier, we walked in, there's music playing. What are you listening to?
Right now, I've been listening to the new August Burns Red album. It's really good.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
A lot of Daughters, because I'm trying to catch the Dylan Go Escape Plan tour, and Daughters is playing with them in New York. I have tickets for that.
Awesome.
So, then a little bit of like mellower stuff, like L1011, Explosions in the Sky, just if I wanted to zone out and get rid of the stress of life. So
awesome.
Yeah.
We just we have a band that we just reviewed on our metal episode, one of our metal episodes, called Alcest.
Okay.
And they're very much in the vein of I related them to Thursday, but with less words.
Okay.
So it's a produced kind of very melodic, but like a little bit of metal here and there, and then it's really weird. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like
it's interesting to say the least.
Well, the description actually reminds me of this band, and So I Watch You From Afar. They're like this crazy, intense Irish band that it's kind of like that, where it's just melodic, but very intense. The distortion's sometimes there and sometimes not there. Like, you almost can't tell when you're transitioning between clean and messy. And
Alcest has a little bit of that, where it kind of slides from one to the other.
Yeah.
Great band, though. Not Rings of Saturn.
Yeah.
Have you listened to them, or did you hear us talking about them earlier?
No, I didn't.
They use their double kick pedal, cheater pedal as every piece of backup. They can't stop themselves.
Speaking of being over there and working on the beer, can you give us any secret on how you've messed it up? What technical
difficulty have we come across?
Yeah,
a couple.
Yeah.
Can't stop. It's inherent. We're in the room.
So what's going on right now? Ryan probably messing something up because,
It's what he does. It seems.
Did he put the first wort hops in?
No, just finished the sparge.
Okay. You should put those in.
All right, so we're gonna be throwing some hops in. Is that what's going on next?
Yeah. So we're.
Very cool. I think we should film some of that, so we can always come back and talk.
I do have a question for you before we do that. Can you give us a story on maybe like one of your biggest mess ups recently here, like something where you're like, oh man, I just like.
So what he's really asking is, how have you BobbyT this
yeah,
thing?
Yeah, exactly.
He's not saying it directly, but he's saying the producer of our show fucks up constantly. How do you fuck up?
Producer, he edits everything.
He does
I'm
not.
trying to think of which ones, if it's the most recent one.
It's me.
I honestly fuck up the most. It's true. I love you, Ryan.
Our beer is gonna just taste like feet.
Yeah.
The most recent one was we put in. This was like last week, so I got this new kind of add-on for our kettle. It's called a whirlpool connection, and essentially what it does is during the last part of the boil, you want to get everything spinning so that like the hot oils come out a little bit more. You get more strong flavors. So to do this, I had to take this drill bit and put a giant hole in the side of our kettle and screw stuff in.
Yeah.
And like, first I got the wrong size, drill bit, so that's great. I get it in there and it's not working. Got to go to Home Depot again.
Hopefully the hole's too small.
Too small.
Okay, that's good.
And I finally get it up and running. And I'm like, all right, I should, everything I do, goes to shit. So I'm just like, okay, let me water test this thing, make sure it works before we have to brew beer tomorrow. And I start doing it, and I'm like, I expect something to leak, and I'm like, okay, this leak, there's stuff I wanted to run. I look around at the actual connection, it's fine. I'm like, what's going on? Where is this water coming from? There's these things on the side of the kettle called a sight glass that I just didn't think to remove when I'm doing a heavy construction on the rest of it. So get a bunch of broken glass everywhere inside the kettle. I'd already cut myself on the metal, like cleaning and drilling, and then I cut myself in the glass. So there's blood glass and things everywhere.
That's actually your next beer.
Yeah, blood beer.
Blood glass and stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're gonna run over and throw these hops in.
Yeah.
And what gives our beer its beer?
Yeah.
All right.
And it's hops and not blood and glass. Folks.
Not blood and glass.
Just a little blood.
That's what they say.
Well, there's some blood and glass. We've been 5Alive. I'm BobbyT.
I'm Martin.
And I'm Crza.
And I'm Drew.
I'm Ryan.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at 5AliveVP. Also, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/5AliveVP.
And come swing by Front Porch Brewing. We're in Wallingford. Our hours are posted online. We have a sweet tasting room, and maybe you'll see these guys down there.
Instagram, Facebook at Front Porch Brewing.
You bought it because you loved it.